Hello everyone, today we have new video review, and as you can see this time we are going to check fresh release from ICM. That's a 1/48 scale aircraft which copies a C18S in quite popular size, I would say, and as you can see that's American passenger aircraft. Boxing is quite typical for this manufacturer. We have this nice box art on the front, and here you can see comparison with my hand. It's not that big box for 1/48 scale kit. On the side we have some information about real aircraft. That's a short history note. Just give me a second, I'll focus on this. Also inside we have 128 parts, and length will be equal to 217, wingspan will be 303 millimeters. And from the other side we have the same marking option as the one depicted on the box art here. Overall, this kit might be familiar to you because it was reboxed before, and you can find reviews of the previous versions on our YouTube channel and website. I recommend to check them as well because those were also quite interesting kits. And now we are going to open this one, but before I would like to remind you that we are getting money for the new camera. You can help us too by pressing the donate button on our website, and of course you decide how much we will get from you, and be sure that all this money will be used for the new photo and video equipment. As you can see, box is typical for ICM. We have this cover printed flexible top part, or let's say top cover, and then we have white cardboard box which should protect everything inside. Of course, all sprues inside are packed into the same plastic bag, and then on the bottom we have assembly manual with decals which you will see further in the review. I would like to start with plastic parts. Just give me a second to open them. As far as I can see, nothing was broken off. Even though all frames are packed together, we still have them intact. Note that transparent sprue is packed into the separate plastic bag, so it won't be scratched during shipment, and that's a nice touch, but that's a typical packaging style for ICM. And here it is. That's transparent plastic frame. As you can see here, we have all clear elements for the model. Of course, masks are not included, but molding quality overall is quite nice. I don't see any possible problems with these elements. And I think even cutting masks with your own tools will be easy, because here we have more or less simple shapes, which won't take a lot of time to cut out of masking tape. Then we have first gray plastic sprue. This one is molded like this. So as you can see here, we have mix of various parts. For example, here we have propellers, then we have seats for interior, also dashboard is here, then we have more seats here, tailplane, engines, landing gear parts, everything is here, and these parts are molded nicely. As you can see, for example, engines look good for out-of-the-box inclusion. Of course, you can buy some aftermarket in order to get some wiring on these parts, or maybe something else on the cowlings. It will be up to you, but even out-of-the-box version will be quite nice. Then here we have tailplanes. Note that inside we don't have any position elements. At least these edges will help you with guiding these two parts together, but otherwise it might be tricky for those who don't have experience. Here we also have ailerons, which are molded separately. These are molded as one-piece parts, as you can see, so at least with them you won't have to waste your time while trying to get them together from two halves. Then here we have special parts for engine gondolas. Those will be used for extra rigidness of these assemblies, because otherwise you will have wobbly assembly which won't be holding together good, and I think it will be not that nice to have in 1/48 scale. Next plastic frame is dedicated to fuselage halves. This one is quite typical, I would say. Of course, tail segment is molded separately because here we have two tail fins, but overall design is quite, I would say, predictable. Also note that no section is molded together with fuselage halves, so you have to be careful while joining them together. Of course, we all would prefer to have separate nose section molded as a one-piece part, but this kit is not new, and that's why we have such design here. Nevertheless, we have all openings for transparent parts, and also we have this special opening for the door, which might be assembled in open state on your model. I think it would look nice. Then here, as you can see, we have position elements, these special guiding pins, which will help you with alignment of these parts. Once again, I will remind that we have full interior here. That's why we have here these special tabs, which will help you with proper placement of these walls and floor panels inside this model. Note that one of the fuselage halves has also pre-molded antennas. Be careful with this because it is easy to break them off, and then you will have to fix it somehow with your own hands. Next we have wing ports. Here we have two wing parts, as you can see, and parts division is quite interesting because fuselage, assembled fuselage, will have to be inserted into this open space. Note that engine gondolas are also pre-molded, ailerons are separate as we saw before, but flaps are pre-molded in 1/48 scale. So in case you would like to drop them on your aircraft, you will have to modify original plastic somehow. Inside we don't have any position pins, we only have the special raised edges, which will be equally useful for proper placement of the parts together. Then we have here a lower wing half. Note that it has already this, let's say, right angle, which should be on the airplane, so you won't have to modify anything. Then we have again pre-molded flaps, recessed panel lines are also here. And here you can see the special tabs for engine inserts, which will be placed in the engine gondolas, of course. Next we have, last but not the least, is this small frame with inserts for engine gondolas. These are special circles, and you just glue them in place, and they won't be visible on the finished model, of course. Now I'm going to take assembly manual and take out the Decal Sheet. Just give me a second. There is only one, surprisingly, just one Decal Sheet. Here it is. As you can see, we have here various symbols for several marking options, but we don't have any stencils included here. Printing quality looks nice, and I hope application will be easy as well, because usually ICM decals are quite easy to work with. Then here we have assembly manual. This one is printed in typical ICM style, so we have large color printed brochure with short history note on the first page, technical specifications for the real aircraft, paints chart here, and of course some safety advices for modelers. Then we have parts map. Note that here all parts will be used for the model. Next we have assembly process, which starts with left fuselage half. We install door in the blue base, and note that here it is shown in the closed position, but of course nobody stops you from modifying it and depicting it in open position, as I said before. Then we continue assembly with interior. Here you can see dashboard assembly. As far as I remember, there should be aftermarket set which will improve overall detailing. Of course, it will replace dashboard with PE parts. So in case you would like to, let's say, expose interior on your aircraft, that might be worth adding onto your build. Then we have here seats assembly. We work on the right fuselage half, install all clear parts, we join fuselage halves together. Then we assemble engine mount and landing gear system. As you can see, these sub-assemblies will be inserted into the engine gondolas. Here you can see engine assembly, and then engines are placed into the right spot. Note that ailerons are fixed with help of these two pins on the both sides. So maybe they can be, let's say, varied on your model, in case you would like to depict your airplane turning in flight or some other possible option. Note that seats will be installed not into the fuselage, but on the wing parts. As you can see here, we have these special installation spots. so do not miss them. And then fuselage half or overall fuselage assembly covers those seats on the wing. Here you can see also tail section assembly. We assemble those doors for the tail landing gear. And note that propellers will have to be modified. You will have to cut 2.7 millimeters in order to have the right version. Why? Because here we have new propeller hubs which will have to be installed on those parts. Then we continue with main landing gear, and then we have finished airplane. So in total there are 56 steps to perform in order to have your airplane look like this. Here you can see first marking option. That's a C18S from Falcon Airways from the Biggin Hill in 1959. It looks quite nice. As you can see, it has white top and silver main section. And then we have second marking option, which was shown on the box art. That's United States Forest Service in Auckland, 1954. Quite interesting as well because of those orange accents on the fuselage and wings and tail surfaces. It will be up to you which one you choose for your aircraft, of course, but both look quite nice. And this kit is already available for purchase. You can get it in any good model shop. For example, Modelimex should have it for sure. I recommend to check this shop. Of course, if you would like to comment this video, write it here in the comment section below. If you like this video and you want to help us, press the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I will see you in the next video review as usual. Bye.